This video will follow the setting up section of the 630 MA user guide. We're going to show changing the mounts between jaws and pins and showing how to align the two sides. We will start by showing changing the mounts between jaws and pins. The system will have come equipped with jaws unless otherwise specified. In order to change the mounts, you will need the screwdriver that came with your system, the ball end screwdriver, and then the additional mounts that came with your system. You will start by separating the mounts. You will start by loosening the backside screw on the transducer side and then remove that jaw. You can then remove the black cover. You will then use your ball end screwdriver to loosen the first screw closest to the chamber. You can then slide out the positioner side mount. Replace the mounts in the reverse order, starting with the positioner side. You will notice that the mounts look different. This is the mount for the positioner side, and this is the mount for the transducer side. Slide in the positioner side post and then tighten securely using the screw. In order to replace the transducer side mount, you do need to loosen the back screw, which will be going onto the post. If you loosen it too far, the screw will come out. If it's not loosened enough, the screw will block you from being able to slide on to the transducer arm. Use the screwdriver to tighten the screw. The mounts have now been swapped, but you still have to align the two sides. The process is exactly the same regardless of swapping to pins or swapping to jaws. In order to align the mounts, you will need your ball end screwdriver, the screwdriver itself, and the larger Allen key that came with your system. If you have a second one, it will make this part easier. There are two types of adjustments. There is coarse and fine alignment. In order to adjust the coarse alignment, you will use your ball end screwdriver and you will loosen the back screw, not the screw used before. This will allow you to drastically move the positioner side mount in many directions. You will use this to get as close as possible to the transducer side. In order to make your fine adjustments, you will use your Allen key and the 4 positioning screws in order to get the exact right alignment. If you have 2 Allen keys, you can adjust 2 at the same time, which will make it easier. You can see that the positioner and the motor are separate from the chamber itself. Therefore, when you press on any of these screws, it is adjusting that entire plate in 2 directions. So if you tighten this back right screw, it will bring the front of the chamber and your jaw up and to the right. Keep that in mind when making your fine adjustments. We will start by showing alignment of the jaws. You should start by making sure the transducer side jaw is flat and level in the chamber. In this case, the right side is the transducer and it is flat and level. Start the alignment by loosening the screw under the black cover. You can get the alignment close, starting here. Tighten the screw back in place. Now gently move the jaws together and see how close your alignment is. We are still slightly off. We will make one more coarse adjustment. Although the jaws are aligned, you can see that the transducer side is higher than the positioner side. We will use 2 Allen keys to tighten the 2 back screws on the positioner side. This will raise the front of the jaw. Alternatively, you can also loosen the two front screws. This will also raise the front of the jaw. The two jaws are now well aligned. We will now show alignment using the pins. After swapping for pins, you can see that the mounts have become misaligned. The transducer side is higher and the plates of the pins do not line up. Use the coarse adjustment screw under the black cover to get the plates to line up. When you tighten the screw, you will need to hold the piece that holds the positioner side mount, or else the mount will become misaligned when you tighten it. Move the pins together and see how this went. The transducer side is still higher than the positioner side. We will now make our fine adjustment using the screws on the chamber itself. Using two Allen keys, we will tighten the two back screws closest to the micrometer. Doing so will raise the pin up. We will now loosen the two front screws, which will also raise the pin. You can see that the two pins now touch along the length of the pin at the same time, and they are well aligned. If you need to actually bend the pins, this is best done outside the chamber. Never push on the transducer side pin while it is connected to the force transducer. For more detailed information about the system, please refer to the 630 MA user manual or additional resource videos, which can be found on the DMT website.